You see, we gotta be careful with some of these people and their sources and thoughts and all of this stuff, man. Another change of scenery. I've been on the road for 5 hours and I have to address this nonsense. I was actually going to record this before I got back on the road again, but we are going to address this now. Caitlin Clark is playing in the 2026 World Cup. I don't know where this young lady came up with this foolishness, because that's what this is. This is pure foolishness, but we have to break.
Instructions, objective, craft an in-depth, original, and thought-provoking analysis. Engagement, focus on hooking and engagement. Length, maintain the exact same length as the original provided text. Do not make the rewritten text shorter, meaning ensure the core sense of the original script is fully maintained. Specific edit, change all occurrences of shadur to shedur within the post. Change all shadur and shedur to shedur every time you face this name. Text to rewrite. A leading WNBA commentator just proclaimed Caitlin Clark would forego the 2026 World Cup, alleging she'd prefer to recuperate for the WNBA postseason. This wasn't mere hearsay, it was a daring forecast broadcast for the entire globe. The subtext, that Clark's allegiance to Team USA was less important, a stunning rejection of her professed sporting aspirations. Supporters were stunned, doubting everything they believed about her devotion. This wasn't simply an error, it was a clear affront to Clark's honesty and her prospects on the international scene, triggering instant fury all over the internet. The absence of comment from Clark's representative
2026 World Cup. I don't know where this young lady came up with this foolishness, because that's what this is. This is pure foolishness, but we have to break this down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into this here. So let's get into it. Here it says, WNBA analyst misses the mark with Caitlin Clark Team USA World Cup tape. Sorry, my camera is blurring out on me a little bit here.
Instructions, objective, create an in-depth, original, and thought-provoking analysis. Engagement, focus on hooking and engagement. Length, maintain the exact same length as the original provided text. Do not make the rewritten text shorter, meaning ensure the core sense of the original script is fully maintained. Specific edit, change all occurrences of shadur to shedur within the post. Change all shadur and shedur to shedur every time you face this name. Text to rewrite. This wild claim originated from WNBA analyst Jordan Robinson during a January 1st live stream on Bleacher Report, where she listed her bold predictions for the upcoming 2026 season. Robinson asserted that Clark would make the 2026 World Cup roster, which seemed like an obvious conclusion, but then shockingly added that Clark would decline the invitation to prioritize rest for potential WNBA playoffs. The audacity of such a statement, especially without any apparent direct source from Clark herself, instantly raised eyebrows and ignited a firestorm among basketball enthusiasts. It felt like a deliberate attempt to generate controversy where none existed, completely
in Berlin, Germany in September 2026. Now, this is where the foolishness starts. And I don't know if she was trying to rage bait. I don't know what this lady was trying to do, but this is nonsense. Analyst asserts Caitlin Clark will skip Team USA World Cup invite. We have heard Caitlin Clark ourselves say all she was focused on. She didn't do Unrivaled. She's not signing with Project B. She said her main focus was the WNBA and participating in all of the Team USA things for 2026. Pardon me.
Instructions, objective, create an in-depth, original, and thought-provoking analysis. Engagement, focus on hooking and engagement. Length, maintain the exact same length as the original provided text. Do not make the rewritten text shorter, meaning ensure the core sense of the original script is fully maintained. Specific edit, change all occurrences of shadur to shedur within the post. Change all shadur and shedur to shedur every time you face this name. Text to rewrite. The very idea that Caitlin Clark, known for her relentless drive and desire to compete at the highest level, would intentionally sit out a major international tournament like the World Cup, felt utterly preposterous to many. She's barely begun her professional career, having played only 13 games last year, according to the transcript, indicating she's far from needing extensive rest. This wasn't just a casual observation. It was a direct insinuation that Clark lacked the commitment to balance both her WNBA career and her national team aspirations. The prediction seemed disconnected from reality, ignoring Clark's clear trajectory and aspirations in the sport.
My prediction is that Caitlin Clark makes the 2026 World Cup roster, of course, duh. But the timing of that, around September, playoffs are about to start. Indiana could be making a run for finals because they got close this past year. But I think she makes the roster but declines to rest for the WNBA playoffs. Caitlin Clark has been doing enough resting. Okay, she played all of 13 games last year. She's trying to play in the games, and she already said herself that she is playing. She said she's playing already. Why are we throwing out these? I don't know if this
what makes Robinson's prediction even more bewildering is that Clark herself had already explicitly outlined her plans and priorities for 2026. She had on multiple occasions stated her unequivocal commitment to participating in all Team USA events. This wasn't a hidden agenda or a whispered secret. Clark had been vocal about her intentions. To then have an analyst publicly declare the exact opposite without any new information or context felt like a deliberate provocation. It's almost as if the analyst chose to ignore Clark's own words, creating a narrative that suited a more dramatic storyline rather than reporting on the
playing. She said she's playing already. Why are we throwing out these? I don't know if this is to rage bait. I don't know what this is, but this is ridiculous. She already stated what her plans is for the 2026 year, and Team USA is a part of that. So we don't need to throw all these what ifs and all of that when she's already made it clear what her plans are for.
Instructions: objective, create an in-depth, original, and thought-provoking analysis. Engagement, focus on hooking and engagement. Length, maintain the exact same length as the original provided text. Do not make the rewritten text shorter, meaning ensure the core sense of the original script is fully maintained. Specific edit, change all occurrences of shadur to shedur within the post. Change all shadur and shedur to shedur every time you face this name. Text to rewrite: the World Cup isn't just another tournament. It's a crucial stepping stone for aspiring Olympians. The 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup, scheduled for September in Berlin, Germany, is a significant event in the international basketball calendar. It serves as a vital platform for Team USA Managing Director Sue Bird to evaluate players for future international competitions, most notably the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. Missing such an event would not only be a huge missed opportunity for Clark to prove her mettle on the global stage, but could also jeopardize her chances of making the highly coveted Olympic roster. The stakes are incredibly high.
Since added of Clark. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all got to be careful about some of the people y'all listening to, because this is nonsense. Here it says, this is certainly a bold take from Robinson, given how important the World Cup is, especially when figuring out who will be on a future Olympics roster. It says, Caitlin Clark World Cup comments show WNBA analysts missed the mark. And this is the point. Caitlin Clark was a guest on a December 31st episode of New Heights podcast. Here she goes.
Guidance: objective, deliver a deep, creative, and stimulating examination. Engagement: prioritize captivating the reader right away. Length: keep the revised version the same length as the original. Do not shorten it. Meaning: preserve the original text's fundamental meaning completely. Specific edit: replace every instance of shadur, shadur, and shedur with shedur within the text. Caitlin Clark had recently participated in the Team USA training camp in Durham, North Carolina, a pivotal event that marked her return to competitive play since July. This camp, while not a formal tryout, was her first real chance to impress Team USA leadership, including Sue Bird as a potential future international player. The viral footage and clips from this camp showcased Clark's engagement and determination, further solidifying her commitment to the national program. Her presence there spoke volumes, indicating her active pursuit of a spot on future rosters, directly contradicting any notion of her willingly withdrawing from major events. This was her showing up ready to work.
Episode of New Heights podcast. Here she goes. At one point, she conveyed how important the 2026 FIBA World Cup actually is. So you have Caitlin Clark letting it be known how important the FIBA World Cup actually is. All right. It says, after talking about how nice it had been for Clark to be back on the court during Team USA training camp, she said the training camp kind of kicks off the next cycle for like preparing for the Olympics. And then we have the World Cup in 20.
Instructions, objective, create an in-depth, original, and thought-provoking analysis. Engagement, focus on hooking and engagement. Length, maintain the exact same length as the original provided text. Do not make the rewritten text shorter. Meaning, ensure the core sense of the original script is fully maintained. Specific edit, change all occurrences of shadur to shedur within the post. Change all shadur and shedur to shedur every time you face this name. Text to rewrite. During a December 31st episode of the New Heights podcast, Caitlin Clark herself explicitly discussed the importance of the 2026 FIBA World Cup. She conveyed how crucial this tournament actually is, not just for herself, but for the entire Team USA cycle. Her remarks provided undeniable evidence of her perspective, leaving no room for misinterpretation. This wasn't a vague statement. It was a clear declaration of her understanding and respect for the event's significance. Her words on such a widely listened to platform should have been the definitive answer, yet somehow they were seemingly overlooked by the Analyst. The podcast itself became an unexpected.
Almost been harder for us to win because there's more teams that play in the World Cup than teams who qualified for the Olympics. So sometimes it's harder to win that. So hopefully I'm on the team for that. Clark added of the 2026 FIBA World Cup. And my goal is to be on the Olympic team for 2028. It feels like it's far away, but it's probably way closer than it sounds. The Olympics in 2028 in Los Angeles is going to be here before you know it. Here it says, Clark's comments made it clear that she's been keen to compete in the FIBA World Cup. Therefore, while Robinson deserved credit for going out on a limb with
Clark detailed how the training camp essentially kicks off the next cycle for like preparing for the Olympics. She then directly referenced the World Cup, stating we have the World Cup in 2026 at the end of September. So we'll actually pause the WNBA season. Very similar how we do with the Olympics right before the playoffs. This isn't the statement of someone considering skipping the event. This is an athlete intimately aware of the schedule, the commitment required, and the impact on her league season. Her detailed understanding showed a player who is already mentally committed, not one weighing a potential withdrawal. She was planning for it, not against it. Furthermore, Clark highlighted a critical point. The World Cup in the past has almost been harder for us to win because there's more teams that play in the World Cup than teams who qualified for the Olympics. So sometimes it's harder to win that. So hopefully I'm on the team for that. This reveals not only her awareness of the challenge, but her genuine desire to be a part of it and to contribute to a victory. Her competitive spirit shines through, emphasizing her keen interest in participating in such a demanding tournament. It's a clear indication that she sees the World Cup as a significant competitive goal, not an optional rest period. Clark's ultimate goal, as she openly stated on the podcast, is to make the Olympic team for 2028. She acknowledged, "It feels like it's far away, but it's probably way closer than it sounds. The Olympics in 2028 Los Angeles is going to be here before you know it." Her focus is clearly on the long game, building towards that ultimate Olympic dream. Missing the World Cup, a critical preparatory event, would be counterproductive to this stated objective. Her comments made it abundantly clear that she is keen to compete in the FIBA World Cup as a direct path to realizing her Olympic aspirations. There was no ambiguity in her ambition. The Analyst's argument that Clark would prioritize resting for WNBA playoffs also implies a lack of confidence in the Indiana Fever's ability to manage their schedule or Clark's own physical endurance. The idea that she has been doing enough resting after only 13 games played last year is frankly disrespectful to her work ethic and competitive nature. She's a professional athlete whose job is to play. Suggesting she would intentionally sit out a major international competition because of fatigue after such a limited schedule feels like an unsubstantiated personal attack on her commitment and readiness to perform. The outrage among fans and commentators stemmed from the stark contrast between Robinson's bold take and Clark's actual words and actions. It felt like an analyst was trying to create drama rather than provide informed commentary. The transcript described it as pure foolishness and nonsense, highlighting the widespread disbelief and frustration at such a baseless prediction. This wasn't just a difference of opinion. It was a perceived misrepresentation of an athlete's intentions designed to stir up controversy and undermine the credibility of the analysis itself, turning a predictive segment into a questionable spectacle. The host of the original commentary reacted with palpable frustration, exclaiming, "I don't know if this is to rage bait. I don't know what this is, but this is ridiculous." This sentiment resonated widely. The accusation of rage bait suggests that the analyst's intention might have been less about genuine prediction and more about generating clicks, views, and online discussion by provoking a strong reaction from Clark's enormous fan base. Such tactics, if true, prioritize sensationalism over factual reporting or respectful analysis, ultimately devaluing the discourse around women's basketball. It left many questioning the true motivations behind the controversial statement. This incident also underscored the broader challenge of misinformation and speculation in sports media, especially concerning high-profile athletes like Caitlin Clark. When analysts disregard direct statements from players and instead offer speculative, contradictory takes, it erodes trust and creates unnecessary noise. Fans are left sifting through conflicting narratives, struggling to discern truth from sensationalism. It highlights the responsibility of sports commentators to base their insights on verifiable information and to respect the player's own stated intentions rather than fabricating scenarios for entertainment value. The impact of such foolishness extends far beyond one analyst and one player. The WNBA season structure, which includes a pause for the Olympics, demonstrates that the league and players are accustomed to international commitments. Clark's own explanation on the podcast reinforced this established rhythm. Therefore, the idea of her skipping the World Cup due to a scheduling conflict or exhaustion seems to ignore the very operational realities of both the WNBA and Team USA. The league's flexibility for international play is a testament to the importance placed on these global competitions, making the analyst's assumption about Clark's priorities seem even more out of touch with the actual landscape of women's basketball. For Clark, being part of Team USA in 2026 is not just about playing basketball. It's about continuing her preparation for the 2028 Olympics and strengthening her bond with potential future Olympic teammates. These international experiences are invaluable for developing chemistry, understanding global competition, and honing skills against the world's best. To suggest she would forego such critical development opportunities for rest undermines her strategic thinking and long-term career planning. It's about building a legacy, not just playing a few more WNBA playoff games which she can achieve in other seasons. This is about establishing herself as a global icon. The consensus among informed observers was clear. This was a bad take, forget bold. It was simply incorrect and poorly researched. Caitlin Clark had left absolutely no room for ambiguity regarding her intentions for the 2026 FIBA World Cup. Her comments from the New Heights podcast served as irrefutable evidence against Robinson's prediction. The entire incident became a stark reminder for viewers to be careful about some of the people you're listening to. As the host emphatically stated, it's a call for critical thinking and fact-checking in an era rife with easily disseminated, unsubstantiated claims urging vigilance against sensationalism. Ultimately, Caitlin Clark's own words and actions have decisively put this foolishness to rest. She has made it unequivocally clear that participating in Team USA's 2026 FIBA Games is a significant personal and professional priority. This commitment is deeply intertwined with her aspirations for the 2028 Olympics and securing a successful WNBA career. The narrative that she would opt out for rest simply doesn't align with the fierce competitor the world has come to know. Her dedication shines through, dispelling any baseless speculation about her future international presence, solidifying her path forward on the global stage. The controversy serves as a crucial lesson about the intersection of sports commentary, fan engagement, and journalistic integrity. While bold takes can ignite discussion, they must be grounded in facts and respectful of athletes' stated intentions. When analysis veers into outright contradiction of a player's public statements, it risks alienating fans and undermining the very sport it aims to cover. This entire episode highlights the heightened scrutiny around new stars like Clark and the responsibility of media to accurately represent their journeys. The analyst's claim was quickly debunked, but the impact of such reckless speculation lingers. So despite the noise and the dramatic predictions, Caitlin Clark's path remains clear. She is fully committed to Team USA, the 2026 World Cup, and her ultimate goal of the 2028 Olympics. Her voice, strong and unambiguous, cuts through the baseless speculation. This controversy wasn't about Clark changing her mind. It was about an analyst missing the mark entirely, misinterpreting ambition for apathy. It leaves us to ponder what drives these kinds of claims, and how do we distinguish genuine insight from mere attempts to stir the pot? Let us know what you think in the comments below.